Yo, there's something beautiful about Bearcats basketball. High flying.
Kenyon with a jam.
Shot denying.
Miles rejected.
There's just an energy that comes with the Cats.
All right, that's a tease. We're not playing the entire video right now because we got a game to watch. 59-56. Houdini, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Internet looks terrible. Spectrum doing the same thing for you as ESPN Plus, it seems like, and that is
Hold on,
lagging
no,
a bit.
this is...
You'll be good, man. You're just a little fuzzy. You sound fine. Oh, baby. I mean, I'm ready to be broken, everyone. I'm so ready to be broken. If you're not ready to be broken, you're not a Cincinnati Bearcats fan, and you haven't been long enough watching this game. But, man, we've taken over. Down 7 like 4 minutes ago. Stopping Fremantle. We got Tre Scott coming on in a bit. He's heading to his basketball game tonight. And he'll pop in for a few minutes, give us his thoughts. The fact that he's got a game tonight, he's able to get in some viewership of Cats Muskie shows you that this hatred, this rivalry, this everything runs deep in the city. .241, Cincinnati up 59-56. Lukosius leads the way. Really stepped up in the second half after sitting for a lot of it with 2 fouls in the first. Show off to a horrible start as my co-host has already dipped out with technological issues. Oh, it's 61-56 apparently. I like that. Let's see how it happens. McKnight taking it, loses it. Mitchell up ahead. Skillings, throw it down. Throw it down. Oh, he throws it down. 61-56, 2:20 to go. CJ Anthony's hyped. Backdoor, they throw it away. Aziz, man, he's been a hero, Houdini. Aziz has been a hero. Is my mic way too loud, by the way? Chat, let me know if it is.
It doesn't matter, Chuck.
Who gives a damn?
Dan Skilling's on one leg. He was
Like
in a
Kirk
wheelchair
Gibson.
before the game.
The Kirk Gibson moment. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Woo! 7 fast break points for Cincy. We're up 61-56. Under 2 minutes to go. I'm a little behind on the feed. Looks like I'm about 10 seconds behind, so I'm not looking at the score bug.
Finish.
Day, take, miss, Mitchell, finish. Or did they call the foul?
Foul.
Man, Day-Day's been awesome. Aziz has been awesome. Hickman's been awesome. The core of guys that needed to step up in this game when Jizzle James has just been a no-show. Just a no-show. One of the worst outings you will ever see from a player that good. Truly.
Are you even on your mic, Chuck? It sounds like you're on like your laptop mic. Either way, it doesn't matter. Day knocks down a free throw. This is not what I would have thought this game would have been. We got no CMOS or Jizzle James showing up. We got to finish this game, man.
Hold on. Can you hear the mic?
I can now hear the game in the background.
Kirby, you let me know. They hit a three. Xavier hits a three. It's 63-59 with 1:47 to go. They're always going to tease us. We're never going to make it easy. But this is where we get that Troy Copain-like moment, maybe from CMOS, the senior, stepping into one, getting a friendly home roll, and sending fifth third into a frenzy. Kirby, you let me know if my microphone sounds terrible before we go. I guess we're already live, but before we do the live show.
You're definitely not on the right mic. It's that simple, Chuck.
Jesus.
It's the biggest game of the year. You got to clean it up. You and Jizzle James need to clean your acts up.
I mean, for God's sake.
How about that?
An unpaid intern. How do I sound now?
I think you got it.
I got it.
There you go.
Kirby on the ones and twos today, a huge Xavier fan. Can we get a producer that likes our team? He does a great job, by the way. Nick Kirby, for those of you that listen to Chatterbox Reds, I would imagine there's some overlap between most of our audience. He's excellent at what he does. He works his ass off. So we appreciate you, Kirby. Spending some time.
Not today, though. Not today, though, Kirby.
Suck.
You're
Kirby.
a mortal enemy. What a game, though. I mean, horrible for us. Truly horrific to watch. But I mean, this is college basketball in a nutshell, man.
Oh no,
he
says I have the power to end this stream at any point. He does, but he cares about the brand too much.
Well, Kirby, until we have a Chatterbox Muskies of Norwood, you're keeping this stream live the entire time. All right, there we go. CMOS, take it up.
All right, I got 1:45 to go. The coach just hands it off for Day Thomas. He'll run the offense. Cincy up 4. Everyone's sitting on pins and needles. Wes's pants are tight. I mean, this is a big, big moment for this year's installment of the Bearcats. I mean, forget the macro of the rivalry, just the micro of this. Going into Dayton, having really 0 quad 1 wins. It's not really. It's having 0 quad 1 wins. Having a tough Big 12 slate coming up right after the new year. You got to win this one, man. You got to win it. Stay in the top 25. I mean, it's big.
If you would have told me we're finishing this game with Jizzle James on the bench. Oh!
We missed a free throw. CMOS misses the free throw. Xavier's going to have a chance. 90 seconds to go. They're down by 4. Huge possession. Fremantle top of the key. Aziz Garden. I said I hated to see it. Aziz has been awesome. Lob to Fremantle. A little strong. It's up in the air. Aziz got it. I'm like a freaking horse jockey announcer. Oh, cat's down the floor. All right, 70 seconds to go. Day Thomas takes it across the timeline. Wes is sweating. He's chewed through 96 packs of gum, according to my sources on the floor.
What the hell was that?
Ah!
Yo.
What's up, Tre? We got Tre Scott on the broadcast. UC's up 6. 50 seconds to go.
They're on
right. We pulling this one out. I had to leave, man. I couldn't finish the game.
We're up.
It's close, Tre.
45 seconds left, Tre.
63-61. Day Thomas has it. I'll announce it for you, Tre. You just get to where you need to be.
I need the live broadcast.
You're getting it, man. Day Thomas. Not going ISO. He'll hand it off for Dylan Mitchell. That's a screen, and Thomas will.
This whole game, though.
Mitchell's nice, man. 10 on the shot clock. Day Thomas. This is better than the Manning cast. Day driving, loses. Skillings has it behind the back, and he's fouled.
Free throw.
Dan Skillings going to the line. 24 seconds to go. How we doing, man? It looks nice. Where you at? Or is it cold as hell, just sunny?
Man, I'm in Orlando, man. I'm down in Florida, man. I'm in Orlando, where it's always sunny at, man. What's going on? I like this. I should have had some Cincinnati gear on. Oh man, I thought, oh damn, I think I'm kind of frozen.
You're all right. We can hear you.
We can still hear you, but yeah, where's the Cats gear? Where's the Cats gear?
Man, you know what's crazy, bro? I actually don't even have that much on me down here in Orlando. It's all boxed up back in Georgia, and in my spot in Cincy, man. I need to tell Friggy them to send me a care package, man. I need some more gear, man.
Send it down. Skillings his own rebound, puts it up and in. That's the UC toughness, baby. 5-point game. Let's go.
I think it's safe to say we got this one in the back.
No, they hit a 3 and a foul. It's a 2-point game, and they're going to the line. Jesus.
Where he at? He was asleep. They hit a 3, and so it's a 4-point play. Going on a 4-point play.
Going on a 4-point play. They hit the free throw. It's 66-65. We're behind on this stream right now, so I cannot look at the screen. I'm terrified. It's going to come down to free throws, everyone. One of the worst free throw shooting teams in the entire country this season is going to have to win it at the charity stripe. I mean, this is how we drew it up.
66-65 right now. Oh, my gosh. I thought we had this one in the bag, though. When I got over here, y'all was up 6, few seconds, 20 seconds left. I'm like, we got it. Oh, man.
Tre,
we never got it in this game, Tre.
Are you jinxing us, Tre? The second you got it.
Man, do I need to leave and get back on after, bro?
No, stay on. We need you down the stretch, man. We need as much firepower as possible, brother. How you been, by the way? How's ball going? How's life?
Man, I've been good, bro. I can't complain. I'm blessed for sure. Down here in Orlando, my second year with Orlando. I'm actually about to get ready to head to the game now. That's what
Go Magic.
how it's supposed to be going right now. Yeah. So it's smooth. I actually have a break here soon, so I'll be back in Cincinnati. I'm trying to, hopefully I can time it up with like a game. I could catch a game or something like that, bro. So,
Trey,
I'm trying to come back. Through there.
Is there any way we could get you down to Fifth Third Arena for the last 13 seconds?
Yeah, I think you still have your COVID year, man. It was cut short,
Yeah,
right?
I still got my COVID. Yeah,
run.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man. Tell them to send a
We
private
could use
jet,
you
put the
right
game
now.
on hold, and I'll be there. Man, it would be dope to lace up in that Bearcat gear again, huh?
It's it.
All right, James hit them both, apparently, per the score bug. There's 13 seconds to go. I'm not looking at the screen. I don't think you guys should look at the screen either.
Xavier.
Let's make this dramatic. Trey, you listen to my call.
Yeah, I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna just listen.
All right, here we go. 13 seconds on the clock at Fifth Third Arena. Jizzle James, the free throw line. We know what happens. He spins it. It's up in the air, and it's good. 3-point game, 13 seconds left. Since he has not been able to close out in this rivalry. Houdini, don't react. 10 seconds to go. Mitchell, backdoor pass. That was McKnight, not Mitchell, obviously. I did not do any prep to do the live play-by-play, but Cincinnati does not have the basketball. They're going to the review. We're going to call in New York with 6.6 on the clock. Will it go to UC to ice the game, or will the Muskies have a chance with 6.6 down 3 to go in the game? We got Houdini. We got Tre Scott on the end of the call.
Trey, let me ask you this,
What's up,
man.
Talk to me.
7 seconds on the clock, up 3. What's your policy on fouling here?
Who's
Put him to
ball
the
is it?
line. Xavier. Xavier's got the ball down 3
Yeah,
with about 6.5 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm fouling. Put him on the line.
I agree.
We're not giving them no chance to. But we got a foul. Don't let them go for a shot attempt. Seems like to be slick to love. Try to get a 3 up right before they foul. Nah, we're going as soon as the ball come in, let's foul them. Put them to the free throw line. Yeah. That's what I do. Wes Miller is a smart guy. I mean, if they don't win, I think he might. You might see that. We might see that. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You pretty you talk to Wes at all? Wes Miller? How's that relationship?
Yeah, every time I'm back.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's good. Like, he's one of those guys. He embraces the former players. He stay in contact over social media here and there. Every time I'm back in the city, I go back and I'm working out at UC. He's come around in the gym. I see him walking around the building all the time. So we got a good relationship.
Good, man. Because that's
What's the
Wes.
review?
We needed somebody to do that with the ex players. We got so many.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could just name player after player, and Wes finally brought everybody together. He's got to win this game, though, Trey.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, this is a big game right here. This a huge game right here. With this team, this most definitely a huge game. Like this year,
6
this is
seconds
the
to
year.
go. Xavier inbounds it. Fremantle. Top of the key, it's Swain. Fremantle has a chance to tie it at the buzzer. He missed it. Cincinnati wins. They get it done. 68-65. They come back, and for the first time in a long time, some kahunas down the stretch in a shootout, baby. We got Tre Scott. We got the Power Ranger Houdini. Let's go, baby. Intro video and a show.
Man, that's the first time since like my junior year, man.
The heart's racing, baby. The heart is racing. Trey, you're in this intro video. Let's go.
Let me see it.
Yo, there's something beautiful about Bearcats basketball. High flying.
Kenyon with a jam.
Shot denying.
Miles rejected.
There's just an energy that comes with the Cats. A rich history built on toughness.
And Mick Cronin looks like he wants a technical.
A bring-your-own-lunch pail mentality. For a long time, UC was the hunted.
I felt that we couldn't lose.
I think it's time the Bearcats do a little hunting of their own.
Once y'all done with them, send them to me, man. You know what I mean? We can put them on the court and keep that Bearcat thing going.
I am fired up.
Takes it all the way. Oh! It's going to be Little.
I wonder how Steve Logan would be over in Afghanistan or somewhere. I bet he'd be pretty poised. He just does not get rattled.
Van Exel, he'll cut it loose. Watch out. Stevenson cuts it back. Oh! Kilpatrick outruns everybody. Johnson, the exclamation point.
We've been dealt the king of heartbreak over and over again.
Rose here. Smith and
Everything they worked for was undone on one play.
But I see the light. The Cats are back.
Lukosius, open three, got it! Oh, baby!
Welcome to the only live Bearcats postgame show on YouTube. This is Chatterbox Bearcats.
Drinks on me at Dana's, everyone. Drinks on me at Dana's. Welcome into Chatterbox Bearcats. The 5-game losing streak for Cincinnati will not be a 6-game losing streak in the Crosstown Shootout. Dylan Mitchell, an exceptional game down the stretch. Aziz Bandago cannot say enough about what he brought to the table for Cincinnati today. We got Tre Scott on the broadcast today, breaking down a little Cincinnati Bearcats basketball. We'll weave him and out as he's in a little car ride on the way to his game. So we'll do this off the top, Tre, man. But before we get you out of here, I just want your take on how big a win is in this series. You were on the last team that beat Xavier. What's going through the minds of the UC players right now?
The city is ours. Like, the city is ours again, once again. Being a part of that rivalry and winning that game, like, the electricity in the city is crazy, and like all of that is towards you and your guys. So where you go, anything you do in the city for the remainder of the season is like, it just amplifies it. So I know exactly how everybody's feeling. Like, the city is ours once again.
The city is ours. Houdini, let's get a question in for Tre. We had him in the little pregame show, which we'll include on the audio podcast in the morning. You can also check out this show, Chatterbox Bearcats, on YouTube as well. We stream live after every game, drop a pod in the morning. Tre Scott, though, with us today to give us a live reaction of how this one broke down. The music was awfully loud. I'm sorry about that if I went into a little bit of a BYU mode. It's what I do. I just got 2 missed calls, and I was like, why is someone calling me when they know I'm on a live show? And now I know why. It's because of that. But Houdini, what do you got for Tre before we send him on his way and get into this thing?
Tre was listening to that in the Uber. I was
vibing in here.
No, Tre, man. So we just saw, it's been a long time. And what, you won your junior year. I just want to know, inside the heads of UC players, because for whatever reason, it has been a tough task for us to win this game. What's it like going into a game, whether it's home or on the way, when you're playing Xavier, the week leading up? What's it like? What's the mindset of the players, the coaching staff, the whole nine? I'd love to know.
It's like, honestly, bro, it's like hell week for real, bro. It's like everything is like amplified from the practices, everything in the weight room to your focus. Is like laser focus. Like, everything has to be like on point. Even though it's just, with some people, this is a regular game, but it means so much more. It means so much more. Like that's just a game that we have to win. That's a must-have game. So with my coaches, my team, the players I played with, each year we prepared for that game. It was like everything had to be on point, no messing around. Locked in from that week. Leading up to the game is into the final buzzer. Like, everything has to be like 100% super laser focus, and you go out there, you get the job done, and it's like that's one of the best feelings for real.
You got the live play-by-play from us on Chatterbox Bearcats at the end, so you didn't get to see it, but you did get to watch a lot of this game. What'd you think? Your overall thoughts of this year's Bearcat installment?
I think we have a chance to be really good. Like, we have a really good team. We are good. I feel like I know we're going to get back to the NCAA tournament this year. And as we continue, just continue to gel and just grow, within each other, on the team. I think we're going to be really good. I think Wes Miller and the staff have the guys prepared. You would just see, from me seeing some of the guys over the summer also, they all like, they want to be good. They want to get back to winning. They know what the program done in the past year. So, and the way they just fought and clawed and pulled that game out, that reminded me of like the tough, the grit, the Cincinnati Bearcats, that I've seen play before I got there and that I showed when I was there. And I feel like everything is coming back around.
Yeah, let's go, man. Tre Scott was on some 30-win teams. He knows what it's like to win big games. And Tre Scott, one of the greatest basketball players to ever walk this earth. That is how I feel about a player that has scored in an NBA game. I mean, statistically speaking, one of the greatest basketball players to ever walk this earth on the show with us today. We're going to keep you around for one more question. Houdini, give him one for the way out, and then we will let you eventually get stretching and get ready for your game tonight down in Orlando.
All right, I got one question. One question, irregardless of what we just watched, because me and Chuck, we'll get into this here in a second. But, Trey, I do got to ask. The TBT tournament, every time you are listed on the roster, and I'm betting on the nasty natty every time, and every single time you're nowhere to be found. I'm like, wait, I was like, I bet on Tre Scott. Where is he?
Man,
what's going on?
It's crazy. I always have like some stuff going on. Like I was able to play. I actually broke a contract the one summer when I played in Dayton. I like breached one of my contracts so I could come back and play in that tournament. So I did that, but last year I wasn't able to do that. Like it was this past summer I was in summer league with the Magic. So I mean it all depends, man. It's actually bad timing in a sense. Like I tell them, I'm gonna play, I want to play, but I always have like some, I got you, bro. I'll give you that thing. I just take you out, a little lunch, something consistent.
We'll get you out there. Yeah, we'll get you out there. All good. Last question for me: the Jordan blocks, the jerseys you saw today, the aura of Cincinnati Bearcats basketball. You got to play what, 2 years? I guess 1 year in new Fifth Third Arena. You played a year in Northern Kentucky's arena, and then you got a couple in the old, right? Yeah, you got 2 in the new one, for sure. How nice was that change? Having the new arena and just seeing the program flip from Under Armour to Jordan, which is a big deal for the fan base.
It was nice. I mean, that was something we always waiting for. We kept hearing about it when I was on my visit. They kept talking about how we getting this new arena, and to see it actually happen, and they got on it and they did such a great job with it. It was super dope, to get in there and play games in that new arena, win a lot of games in there. So it was dope. I need one of those black jerseys they wore today, though. I have to talk to somebody. I need one of those black jerseys they wore today.
Oh yeah, those things are nice, man. I was getting ready to say burn them to a crisp when we were 1 of 19, Seamoss, Jizzle, and Dan. Crazy. But hey, they picked it up, man. That's Tre Scott, the UC legend, nice enough to join the show today. We'll let you get back to it, my man. But thanks for the good stuff.
I appreciate y'all for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that was Tre Scott. Houdini, let's get back to it, man. Let's break down what we just saw. When you're doing a live broadcast after the game, yes, and the rose-colored glasses are on. When you're doing it after the game, you're focused on 2 things at once, right? You're trying to settle in while also keeping the bird's eye view of what's going on. That was a roller coaster of emotions down the stretch. I mean, a freaking roller coaster. Cincinnati claws back into it when I had proclaimed it was over. I had proclaimed this game is done. Xavier's tough, man. They're tough once again. Even if they're not going to be great, they're tough. They're well coached. I know I had the Sean Miller face and the clown wig, but he's a hell of a coach. Xavier, they come at you, man. And they had a chance to tie it up with a Fremantle 3. Incredible win.
It's absolutely incredible, Chuck. Listen, okay? It has been, act like you've been there before. It's been a long time. I was a young man the last time that we won this game. And
you got a mullet.
All signs, yes. I had hair down to my ass the last time we won this game. All signs were pointing towards absolute disaster class. I mean, everything you saw. The second half, I mean, I don't know how long it was before we made a jump shot. I mean, our 2 guys that I said in the midweek show that I'm not worried about, Seamoss and Jizzle James, I mean, could not hit a shot to save their lives. Truly.
Early.
And you're looking.
Seamoss picked it up.
No, Seamoss ended up, I mean, still, at the end of the day, they went 5 of 24 from the field combined.
They were 1 of 19 at one point. So do the math there with what Seamoss did down the stretch. Dan.
And that's an 0 of 11 from Jizzle James with 2 points. So to come out of this game alive, man, and Xavier's tough. I mean, a lot of people were saying that. We knew that. They got some studs. Fremantle, I was like, oh, shit, he's going to do exactly what I was worried about and absolutely put us in a blender. He had 16, I think, at half. Ended up with 18. Chuck, why didn't Wes foul? That's my question. Fremantle had a wide open 3 to tie the game and put this into overtime and really put me on my deathbed. you got to foul, Wes. I thought Wes was like the, a genius analytical guy. 6.5 seconds left, you foul every time.
His mind was in a blender just like us. I mean, you could hear pins and needles dropping from Fifth Third Arena from the sky. I mean, it was I can't believe they won that game. I'm literally shaking that Cincinnati just pulled out that game, man. That was one of those sports moments in life, much like I think the AFC Championship game. I really felt that way with the Bengals against the Chiefs. But there are moments as a fan where you've just accepted defeat. I accepted defeat in this game. It's why we weren't ready to do the broadcast as soon as the 4-minute horn hit, because neither of us were mentally able to do it. And for Cincinnati to pull it out when they shoot 37% from the floor, 31% from deep, they only win the rebounding battle by 1. Jizzle James goes, good God, Jizzle James 0 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 2 from deep, had 5 assists. He played hard. He was great on the ball defensively. But for Jizzle James to go 0 for 11 in a game and Cincinnati to win, it's a testament to Aziz Bandaogo, who had 12 and 5. It's a testament to Lukosius shooting away in the second half after a horrid start. It's Dan Skillings scoring second half points and playing well down the stretch. And then it's Day Thomas and Connor Hickman keeping UC in the game when they had no business being in the game. That's what it is.
And don't forget, man, as bad as Jizzle James was, and I've never seen that many in and outs, I think, in my entire life. Like the rims just were not favoring our guy Jizzle James today. But he hit those 2 free throws to put them up at the very end of the game. And that's tough to do when you are 0 of 11 from the field. So, balls of a daytime burglar. We'll say it again, man. And we were saying, people were clamoring because Dan Skillings, I thought he looked healthy against Howard. He's like probably 30%. Truly, that layup that he missed, he looked like he couldn't even jump over, a yardstick. And he had finished with 10 points and played great defensively.
This was the Kirk Gibson game. This was the Kirk Gibson game on one bad leg. Dan Skillings on one bad leg.
Yeah, put the team on my back, though. Yes. It was, you got to give credit to Dan Skillings because he literally was on one leg. He had that bionic, transformer knee brace on. Finished with 10. He helped us win this game. I don't really even know how we won, to be quite honest. I just looked up and I'm like, holy shit, we're up. Of course they do that, Chuck. Right when we're feeling good, and 1-3. That was Dan Skillings, actually. And 1-3 to put them down 1. What are we doing here? Can I, for one time, just watch a damn game and not have a goddamn panic attack?
You can't. You can't, because ESPN Plus wouldn't allow us. I felt like that was part of the reason why the momentum shifted in the first half. I believe in the psychological factors of the shootout. It was unwatchable for 5 minutes there. The announcers, who did a good job, by the way, they're laughing at the beginning how ESPN flew them in because it was such a big game, all this. Spend some more money on your tech, damn it. That's unacceptable in this sort of a game. First, we get it behind the paywall, and there was a 5-minute period there where I couldn't watch. I was throwing things at my drywall.
Or I don't know who is responsible for having this game on ESPN Plus. They should be charged for war crimes. This is the best game of the day. I'm going to say that right now. It's the best game of the day. I don't care, NIL, all players, coaches leaving, coming back, all that shit. This game still holds up to the test, man. It is one of the greatest games, one of the greatest rivalries in college sports. And they put us on ESPN Plus, and the damn thing was having a seizure. Though I thought it was my Spectrum again. I was about to call my Spectrum guy, and he's like, listen, this is out of my hands, brother. It's a travesty to college basketball to have this on ESPN Plus. It should have been nationally broadcasted. If we would have lost, I would have said, it's probably for the best, but we won. So they got to figure something out. This game forever. I don't care who's playing. If the Super Bowl is playing, I don't give a shit. This game should be on national television. It's a travesty it wasn't.
I agree. Let's go to Dylan Mitchell, man, because we haven't really said his name much. He was awesome for Cincinnati. I thought he sat a little too long in the first half. It was like, where's Dylan? They were talking about how Mitchell needs to be the player that makes a play. And look, his game is not as creative as it needs to be thus far in terms of him creating shots and being able to really impact the game every single possession. but just his size, his length, his ability to get to the rim, his ability to affect shots on defense. Like Dylan Mitchell is awesome, man. You see this team's path to stardom. You see this team's path to cutting down regional nets and getting to a Final Four. And it revolves around Dylan Mitchell being the guy because he is oozing with untapped potential, man. I just see it. I mean, he's going to be a draft pick, or if not a draft pick, he's going to be picked up by a team for that reason alone, even if he never figures out the free throws, even if he never figures out an offensive bag. I mean, he's one of those guys like a Kai Jones that just moves to the point where you're like, you gotta grab him. Like, he is nice.
It just changes the dynamic of every game when you can literally say, hey, we have the best athlete on the floor. When, college basketball is littered with freak athletes, he's the best. When we have a starting lineup, when Skillings gets healthy, and we kind of saw it in the first half when I think we were up 9, and then they hit a 3 or 2. And next thing you know, of course, we, shit our pants going into halftime like every Cincinnati team apparently does. But to have a guy like Dylan Mitchell that is just athletically dominant, and then you got Skillings, you got Jizzle. Our worst athlete in the starting lineup is going to be Seamoss, and I mean he's a sharpshooter, right? So the length and Aziz Bandago, man. I know we had our worries, me and you personally. We were talking about it. I was worried about Aziz Bandago. 12 points, 4 or 6 from the line too. You got to give credit to Aziz Bandago. That's the most physical game I think I've seen him play in a UC uniform.
He looked bigger today. He just looked bigger. I don't know if he had myoplex over the weekend, just had 500 grams at once and it has some effect that we didn't know. We thought you just peed out the extra protein. No, you put it all on at once. I mean, something to do with Aziz Bandago today. He was more physically imposing. Hickman looked awesome. I'm stunned. Like everything that I said, I thought Cincinnati needed to do to win this game. They did it the opposite way and won the game. A little too close for comfort. I think this is a Cincinnati team that based off the way they won this game, if we played Xavier again on a neutral floor come March, let's say somehow we met them in the second round of the NCAA tournament or something like that, I think we'd expect to win this game.
I would say that almost every season, to be quite honest. But how about them facing adversity? Here in Cincinnati, we love a little adversity, right? We saw some adversity. There was a chance this game gets out of hand, truly. Xavier missed some open shots. Not that UC was hitting quite literally anything. Shot 25% from 3, 38% from the field. The free throws saved us. We shot 73%, which is probably on average for a college basketball team. But for UC, that's well above average. So seeing a little adversity, our 2 best players couldn't hit the damn ocean, and they stuck in this game and came out on top. Granted, did I live bet it at 3.5? Sure. Is that devastating financially? Yes.
Arg! Captain Hook gotcha. Arg!
They got me. That's okay, though. That's okay. I feel great. I feel fantastic. This was a must-win situation for Wes. I mean, for him to go, what was this going to be his 5th straight or 4th straight loss? I think he's 0-3 against Xavier.
Would have been his 4th. The team's 6th.
You can't have it. You just can't have it. And, now this is the first time any of these players on this roster have beaten Xavier. So it's good to see, man. This could have been a lot worse of a Saturday for me. I'm going to go meet up with my Xavier buddies if they're not, crying in their goddamn mom's basement right now. So credit to West, credit to this team for battling back because it looked really ugly for a long stretch of time.
In case you want to know how long it's been that Xavier's had bragging rights, so shout out to some of my buddies out there that maybe Andy Wimberg. I hear from him once a year. Congrats on the child, by the way. I hear from him once a year, every year for the past about 7 years. Don't really see him much anymore. He's sure to text me, on this day. Brady Garner, who's had the bragging rights for now 2,298 days. That's how long it's been. There was a global pandemic that was wedged in the middle of that streak. 2,298 days have gone by where I have been ruined by this basketball game. There was 7 minutes to go in the game, and I threatened to cancel the thing. I said, Houdini, we can't have this anymore. It's leaking into other aspects. This is why the football team's not good. It's psychological coming from this game. I know it makes zero sense, but it just felt like as a fan base, We needed this one more than any game in the history of any fan base in sports. I mean, we needed it. You think Ohio State was mad, and sure, they got a bigger fan base, but you think they were mad about the whole Ryan Day, Michigan fiasco. This is equally as bad, man. This would be equally as bad. So for them to get it done, props to Wes Miller. Big game Wes, we want to call him. He wins a big game. Big win. Needed it.
Yeah, and we didn't actually see anybody go Super Saiyan Steph Curry mode on Xavier. Thank God. I know Lily was saying Dante Maddox. I think he went 0 of 6. And listen, Xavier had opportunities to win this game. Let's not sugarcoat it. They had plenty of opportunities. Fremantle had the most wide open 3 in the history of basketball to put this into overtime. So there's still a lot to be desired from the half court offense. I mean, holy shit. I think I watched like 10 minutes without us scoring a field goal, like straight up. Like that can't happen with the talent that we have on the court. And it seems like a bunch of ISO ball. Like that's not going to work for a long, it's not sustainable as an offense. And Wes knows this. Like he's going to get into the lab, but is Wes going to try to make them practice after this game? Like he said, the last game that we played, is he going to try to get these guys in the gym, or is he going to Woody's and getting a liquor pitcher with the boys?
I think he's not getting the liquor pitcher. I think he's buying. You got to pull the Travis Steele. I mean, we got to do something about this W. People say act like you've been there before. It's been a while, man. A lot of things have happened since the last time they won this game. You got to go out there and celebrate it. There's no practicing tonight, despite the again, another performance that I'm not walking away feeling great from, like overall. But hey, they won. They looked physically a lot more in
the rivalry game.
Yeah,
right?
Anything can happen.
Like,
and they looked a lot more physically imposing than Xavier, which makes me feel good. Hold on real quick. Timmy Hines, Day better than he was. He's good every game this year. He's saying he looked better when his teammates couldn't make a play to save their lives. The only thing I'll say about Day is I wish he would pull up a little bit more on that 7-footer. He's terrified to shoot it. There were a couple times I was like, let it fly, Day. But he played great minutes off the bench. I think him and Jizzle together are a nice lineup. It's just swarming defensively when you have them in there. You give up a little size to have that speed. Day Thomas, another loud round of applause. And then Timmy, I don't know if this is a jab at me getting off my phone. If I'm on my phone, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I had touched my phone.
Yeah, Chuck, lock the hell in, brother. No, I was actually just getting to say, Day Thomas, if you're a box score watcher, it doesn't look like he did much. I mean, he finished with 8, 1 of 5 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, which is huge. He really changed the dynamic of the game, whether it's offense or defense. And you're right. I was literally losing my mind. I'm like, Day, you're wide open. By 7 feet from the rim, he does that little drive and the defender flies by him. Shoot the rock. He should have had 10 shots today, easy. And he's trying to like force it, lobs, all that stuff. Like, Wes needs to get his ear and say, hey, shoot the ball a little bit more. Same with Jizzle James. I know he went 0 for 11, but he was trying to force some lobs that weren't there because his shot wasn't falling. Trust the process, folks. I have confidence that you guys can make a 7-foot jump shot, okay? So we need to work on that because he had plenty of opportunities to shoot those.
We're going to be all right. Cincinnati did not make a field goal in the final 7 minutes and 8 seconds of the first half. Xavier took the 1-point halftime lead. That's why we felt pretty good. It was like they can't shoot this bad the entire game. The fact that we're only down by 1 is nice, but the flip side of it was Cincinnati was up 9. It felt like they had a chance to really run away with the game, and they let Xavier take a 1-point halftime lead. But let's go back to the Duncan Bearcats, man. The way that Cincinnati started this game, the pick and roll, the lobs, something that I said I thought Xavier was really going to do their best to stop. They couldn't stop Cincinnati in their size and speed and just ability to get out on the break early. It was Aziz with 2. It was Mitchell with 1. They had 3 lobs in their first 4 field goals.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, it felt like, we were watching Lob City in the beginning of the game. And talk about an efficient way to score the ball, right? When you have athletes like this all over the floor and you got guys that can deliver the passes like the Jizzle James, the Day-Days, the Seamosses of the world, it's a weapon. It is a weapon. Sometimes I think, like I mentioned, we force it a little bit. It's like, dude, Aziz isn't Blake Griffin. I know we made the meme of Blake Griffin with the, Peter Parker glasses. He's not Blake Griffin. If there's a guy literally on his ass, he's not going to be able to finish that. I'd rather have a Jizzle or a Day floater from 6 feet. But dunk of the ball is great, man. I like to see it.
You know, what's funny is the exact opposite thing was running through my mind down the stretch of the game. There was a chance for Jizzle to just put up a little 5-footer and instead gave it to Aziz. And I think Aziz got fouled on the play. I think he missed both the free throws, actually. It was late in the game. But that was one where I was just like, I like it. You know, I like it. Jizzle, just stop shooting the basketball, which is crazy because I compared him to, you know, a poor man's Ja Morant before the season. I thought he was going to bust out big time, and he's got a lot of time this season to bust out. Had a pretty good year before today. And in fact, against Villanova, he was probably their best player on the floor.
He hasn't been able to hit anything, Chuck.
No, he hasn't been able to hit anything. It's psychological at this point. You know, it's psychological. He's got to see one go down. Kind of like Hickman before the game, probably.
Oh yeah. You were claiming Hickman shouldn't even play. Hickman saved us.
That was dumb. Yeah, he did.
He didn't play. He didn't play a ton. What, he 3 of 7 with 9 points. But he was massive. Like I said, Hickman needs to be good for this team to be good. Straight up. Like he's a very, I know he's not one of our best players, but he's such a key guy to this rotation and roster that he needs to be good or we're in trouble. You're going to have to start, you know, Betsy, I know he's a dead-eye shooter. In any big games that we've played, he has been nowhere to be found. Missing wide open threes, not even close. So I don't think Betsy's necessarily ready. Page didn't look necessarily ready. And hey, credit to Wes. He did shorten the rotation quite a bit. Certainly towards the end of the game. Like he was like, you know, we're not screwing around. We're not putting Josh Reed in for 10 minutes. We're not doing a Betsy thing. So he played his best guys. Unfortunately, his best guys didn't play great.
No, they didn't at all, man. I can't believe it. Cincinnati wins 68-65. Zach Fremantle, 18 points in the game, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. It felt like there was a 10-minute period there where he barely even touched the ball. You're more of the X's and O's guy that really is getting into the weeds of why things are happening. Why wasn't Zach Fremantle able to get going in the second half? It felt like we really neutralized him.
Well, we threw a bunch of different guys at him, and I really think it was just the Conwell started getting it going a little bit in the second half. Conwell might have had like 2 points.
It's 17. Yeah, he hit 17 in the game.
Or he probably had more than 2, but he got it going in the second half for sure. And they got a little more in transition, which is not necessarily Fremantle's bread and butter. But I mean, I think they should have force-fed him the ball, to be honest. I'm sure Sean Miller is saying something like that in the postgame. Like, I wish we would have got more touches for him because he was dicing us up. I mean, I thought I was watching the Food Network in the first half with Fremantle just absolutely Gordon Ramsay on us. And he didn't get enough touches, flat out. No, we weren't doubling him or anything. It wasn't anything crazy. So I think he should have got more touches.
So I said how when I watch the game, it's hard to really dissect it as it's going live because you're pacing around the room, you're emotional, you're live tweeting, you're doing all these things. But now that I have a chance to go back, look at the rundown and see when the game flipped, Xavier was up 39-32. No, I'm looking because they had a 7-point lead in the second half, and I'm looking when UC really flipped it. So it was 53-46 with 7 minutes to go in the game. So Xavier was up 7. Cincinnati calls back into it, and Aziz Bandaogo dunk gives him the lead with 4:37 to go in the game. Xavier then takes they go back up. They don't go back up at this point. This is where Cincinnati really took control. It was at the 4-minute mark of the game. Do you have like a specific play? I guess it was that Aziz lob from Jizzle that put him up 2 that really flipped the game. And that put him down 2. I'm struggling right now with the numbers, man. Jesus, what's going on, Houdini? Help me out.
I can't actually pinpoint. It was just like a slow trickle effect that all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, we're up 2. And then we had some of the dumb, like Seamoss shot a ball from half court for no reason. There was like 15 seconds on the shot clock. Then he had that behind the back pass in transition. I saw a couple people mention in the chat. And I'm like, what are we doing? Are we trying to lose? A behind the back pass with Aziz Bandaogo. I'm sorry. I love Aziz. Not a guy you want to throw the ball to while he's running down the court. We did everything we could do to try to lose, including giving Fremantle a wide open 3 to tie the game. So no, I can't pinpoint the exact moment because it was like just a slow burn of how
it was Aziz knocking down 2 free throws with 4:03 to go. And that's like, think about it. Let's put the human perspective into this. Houdini and myself are getting ready to go live at the under 4 timeout. We're thinking we're going to lose. There's 5 minutes left in the game. We're down, 55-51. We're down 4. I'm thinking we've seen how this ends before. And then it was a Bandego dunk assisted by Jizzle James. And then it was 2 Bandego free throws. He goes to the line and hits them both. That was where it flipped. Aziz knocking down 2. It tied it up at 55. The fans are on their feet. I think that was the first time it had been tied in a long time. And then Skillings on one bad leg knocks down the layup on an assist from Lukosius. That's where it flipped. It was 57-55 Cincinnati. Then Conwell hits a free throw. Then Simas nails that little elbow jumper to go up 3. Skillings dunks it on one bad leg. That was the Kirk Gibson moment on a pass from Dylan Mitchell. That made it 61-56. And then Day knocks down his free throws to go up 7. Conwell hits the 3 on an assist from Fremantle. Then from there, it was interesting. The last 50 seconds of the game with a 4-point play in there for Xavier, but Cincinnati holds on. They get the win. They now have a chance to beat Dayton and go through the non-conference slate with a 10-1 record, assuming they could take care of Grambling. 10-1 going into the Big 12. You would have to imagine they'll jump back into the top 20. All things are well in our lives right now. All things are well. This is how it feels for Xavier fans every year. This is great. I feel great for once that our day's not ruined. We have our entire lives ahead of them. Our world is our oyster.
Anything's possible.
Oh.
Anything is possible. I mean, this team, it's so funny. If we won the game by 3, if we would have lost this somehow, it would have been the worst day in the history of UC sports. I wouldn't have gone out. I'm going to go out and meet some people. But listen, I know Wes is going to be on these guys. We got Dayton not too far away. I mean, we play them next Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
What is that, Saturday? Next Saturday, yeah, at our beloved US Bank Arena. What a beautiful arena that they have down there.
Hey, don't go there. I'll tell you this, Houdini. Don't go to US Bank Arena, or I guess it's Heritage Bank Arena now, if you are claustrophobic at all. Because if you get a packed house down there, those concourses are as bad as it gets. It's like old Fifth Third. You remember that box that we called old Fifth Third, where you'd have to walk up the steps to go down to your seats, and at halftime of a big game, you'd be wedged in there. Oh, you couldn't even walk. It was so brutal. It's the same at Heritage Bank. So go on with that matchup. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, you're good. You're good. It's actually Friday. I just triple checked. Some people in the chat even said it. It's actually Friday. And I'm going to assume this won't be what happened last year, where Dayton just overran the damn thing. All those Dayton losers showed up, and it looked like a home game for them. I assume we're going to – listen, it's like 10 minutes from Fifth Third Arena. We can get to Dayton, or we can get to US Bank Arena. Not that hard. Dayton's got Marquette tonight. I think Marquette's 6th in the country. Dayton could very easily win that game. Straight up. Dayton is very, very good. They're better than Xavier. That's going to be a tough one. If we win that game, Final Four's back on, Chuck. It's that simple.
It was never off, Houdini. It was never off. We thought Scott sent us down the dumper, and our emotions were going to be in for a rough season after that Villanova loss. It's me. It's the delirium. It's how the pendulum swings. We're high, we're low. We do it all in the same game. We go up, we go down. And in this one, Cincinnati has an entire day before we get back to the lab. We celebrate this for one night, Houdini. Then Chatterbox Bearcats gets to the lab, and we make every show better than the last. Lily and Niehaus will have the midweek show, but I'm not ready to call this thing quits. We already had Tre Scott on. So for those of you that are tuning in late, you can watch this when it's done. You can listen to the audio podcast in the morning. I need some advice from the chat here. How do we even dissect this show? Because we had great stuff with Tre at the beginning. Do we include the end of the game watch party as a part of the podcast? Like, we need some collaboration on how we do it.
I love it. Like, Tre's got so much going on that he's like, wait a minute, what's going on in the game? Are we winning? I'm like, Tre, watch the game. I know you got a game going on in Orlando, but watch the damn game. But yeah, no, it's Tre coming on was awesome. I thought it was him listening to the music, but it was actually you. So no, I think we had some good bits in there, but it was tough because it's like he wasn't watching the game. And it's like, what do you ask? You know, it's one of those scenarios. Like, where do you go with it?
You got some great ones in, man. You got some great ones in. And it was a damn pleasure. If any other Cats alum, you're watching the game, if anyone wants to be a part of the program, I mean, this is a little community. We already started doing the threads, or not the threads. What do you call it? The what's the little thing?
Threads, the spaces,
the
Twitter
spaces. I'm sorry,
Spaces.
it's on Face Space. Like I'm struggling now with the technology. I'm turning into an old man right in front of everyone's eyes. But yeah, the spaces, man. We do that during the week sometime before a big game, and it gives you a chance to. I'll tell you what, Xavier had some good fans on that show coming in. Dr. Rock, that guy's a legend. Dr. Rock, the Xavier fan. But today, to Dr. Rock and to everyone out there, I got your tears, folks.
I mean, say what you will, as Chuck chugs the Musketeers tears. Say what you will about Xavier and their fan base, the whole nine. They got some passion. That much is clear. Those guys, they get up for this game. I mean, there's going to be some grown men probably in their mid-30s, like actually crying at their house right now. I almost guarantee it. Okay, and that's okay. They're passionate about the sports. I get it. Yeah. But right. I'd have been that would have went viral. That'd have been a nice clip. I'm just literally bawling my eyes out
like
with
the
these
Dayton guy
last year sunglasses on. So, hey, Xavier had every opportunity to win this game. They fought well, but they just matched up against a bigger, stronger, more athletic team. And they saw Fifth Third Arena, and Fifth Third Arena was rocking tonight. I could hear it through the damn TV, man. I could hear it from my house. I'm in Covington. You could hear the arena. I could hear Niehaus screaming from the rafters. So good on the fan base today. Let's keep this thing going. Let's do it at Heritage Bank, US Bank, whatever that shithole's called. And let's keep this thing rolling, man. Why not?
Let's go. And to Natty Ron over in Phoenix, I cheers you, and I give you one of these, Natty Ron. We're back. Bearcats are back, everyone. That's the storyline of the game. And what we're going to do is for those of you listening to the audio podcast, we're going to put Tre Scott on right about now at the end of the show. So if you're interested in listening to us watching the end of the game live with Tre Scott, that'll be some bonus content. It'll start in about 20 seconds. But for Hudson Klauke, you know him as Houdini on the streets. If you see him around Cincinnati, please ask to take a picture with him. I mean, what a performance he put on with the Power Ranger sunglasses. Shake his hand. I want to shake your hand. I want to shake Wes Miller's hand. That's my final thought on the way out. This was a game that he had to win. He had to win. And he said, let's ride. Come on, baby.
I love it, man. No, Wes absolutely needed this win. I couldn't deal with the discourse on X and it's all that shit about how Wes on the hot seat can't win a big game. He did it, guys. His biggest win is not BYU anymore. Thank God. Thank God it's against Xavier, our rival, that team down in Norwood. We beat them, and it wasn't clean, and it wasn't fun, but we won. That's it.
See you, Xavier.